G'day and welcome back for more Scrapyard Survival. Today's goal is going to be starting and letting the server go nuts with the beginning of the launch facility. I'm not sure how far this is going to go. I don't know how quickly people are going to be able to construct this thing, but it's going to be interesting. I've got to try and, as best I can, map out a bit of an idea so that people can feel like they can contribute in a way that's useful and makes sense and gives us something cool to look at and cool to build on. And also start building up a bit of a list of things for people to do so they can all feel like they've contributed. And so my goal is to try and come up with as much of that as I can and maybe come up with a system for keeping track of it, which means I think we're going to need a few LCDs over there and that sort of thing to keep track of it. What I'm also going to need to do is potentially move some of my components over there, such as the hydrogen tanks and that sort of stuff. But I think initially what I need to do is set up these O2H2 gens so they can produce hydrogen for me to ship over there with my truck. Now, my truck for the fuel. It is, not able to actually connect to anywhere at the moment. I don't know if the connection for the crane would be suitable for it. I'm gonna have to find out. This is full of steel plate, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's very heavy. Okay, I cannot push that with my person. I'm gonna test and see if it can connect up to there, because I've now piped all of the different bits of conveying together. So if I can hook up to this conveyor up there with the fuel truck, that's probably the best option I've got for something nice and simple, and I don't have to mess around ages trying to set something up. Oh, what? The handbrake's back on the trailer? Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to put a remote control block on there just so that I've always got an easy way to turn that off. It's gonna keep turning itself back on. Oh no! No! I've lined it up, I thought, close enough, but unfortunately the height difference is too much for that connector. Nuts. I so thought I might have lined that up perfectly on my first attempt. But it looks like it's not going to work anyway. So, if that's the case, what I might do is make up the O2H2 gens into a sort of filling area. Just trying to think where that could go. Could go over here near the station. Just put it between the station and the bridge here. Have a little connection mounted off there. Yeah, that could work. I'm going to do that. Ooh, it is just about to go daytime. I wonder what the power's like on my splitsy sign. Have the solar panels proved to be enough? It hasn't collapsed, so I'd say so. How much power is left in those batteries? Just getting sidetracked for a moment. Oh. Okay, yes. They are completely full of power. I have more than enough generation. Perfect. I built a connector on the large grid mounted sideways so that I can then attach a small grid connector to that, attach that small grid connector to a whole bunch of the O2H2 gens, and then this truck should be able to hook up to that connector at the correct height if I place it at the correct height. And it should be able to park... Oop. Well, I forgot that happens. I should be able to park it somewhere like here and hook it up. Something like this. I've left the open end of that conveyor there because there's the possible option of having one of the large grid tanks here at base so that ice can be processed here progressively and at least have somewhere to be stored. So I was thinking of putting a tank here or maybe moving the connector and putting them on the opposite sides. Let's go get the O2H2 gens and I want to try and see how I could arrange them to make them look a bit interesting, but I'm not sure there's much I can do because they are kind of just boxy. Grab my whole pallet of O2H2 gens and bring them on down. I could maybe use those little tanks as well, but I might save them just in case I want to put them somewhere else. Because they're not real, like they don't hold much. Maybe they'll be useful for some decoration around here. Okay, locked. So how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have 8. I think we've got another 2 somewhere else around the base. I think I know how I want to arrange these. Let's try this. And grab that. Come on, get up on the thing. So I built a little platform here, and the nice thing about the way I've arranged this, I hope, is that I'll be able to expand it out a bit more if we get some more O2H2 gens showing up as people deliver them. But my thought was, place one O2H2 gen like that, then put a conveyor frame, one of these in between, just for a bit of style, and then put the next one on top. And then we've got this nice little sandwich of O2H2 gens. And unfortunately, the way I've arranged that and these means I have to do this again. I've done it wrong. That's ran the wrong way. I want to keep the O2H2 gen that way. And I think I do. I think I want the little circular bits pointing outward. There we go. First one down. And that's those done. Let's get this out of the way. And then I'm going to bring up the truck and try and make something that looks a bit like a fuel line going to the connector. I think I might be able to make something work like that. That's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. I think this will do nicely for the moment. Assuming that connector is at the correct height. And also assuming I can actually reverse park a semi-trailer in the position where I put that connector. Oh ho! Look at that. It's not neat, but it was effective. Oh, stupid jetpack. It was effective. There we go. Switch lock. Now, let's check all of these O2H2 gens. Are they working? Yep. Is this tank filling? Yes. Very slow, but it is filling. All right, let's go see if I can find those other O2H2 gens that I had around the place. Because that is slow. Here's one of them. That is almost certainly full of ice. Yes. Maybe it's just that one. Oh well. Oh, we'll see if I find any more as the day goes on. I may as well add this to the pile so that it does a little bit of work. 11% done. Okay, cool. All right, with the refueling bit done, the next goal is probably to head over there with some of the cargo that I've been delivered over time, because I've got a few of these large cargo containers and a lot of them are full of stuff that I might want to deliver to the facility. But also, I'm supposed to put a bit of a call out to see who's around and who might be able to help out with building and starting this thing. Maybe, just trying to think what vehicle I should take over there. I think I'll just take the Nugget and head over there with it. Grab a couple of these bits and bring them over. So I'll take these 2 pallets to begin with. So I should be able to carry that. And bring Mr. Chunky over too. One of the things I think I'm going to do when I get over there is I'm going to take my scrap beacon off the Nugget and I'm going to put it on the little start of the facility thing, since I don't really need it on the Nugget anymore. Or I haven't ever really needed it on the Nugget, to be honest. There were a whole lot of ideas I had for the Nugget when I first started building it that didn't end up panning out being required. Because with the extra mobility of something that can fly, a lot of the other issues that you run into with something that's driving kind of stopped being a thing. Ooh, this is a very handy use for the precision grind. I jumped, I locked to the scrap beacon, and now I can just keep jumping till it's gone. I normally wouldn't have been able to grind that down. Yeah. Handy. Now let's get it onto this base. And we got one active around here. Why is that telling me I don't have more than one? Curse you. Scrap beacon work. I had some issues with not being able to place the scrap beacon, so I brought in a little friend. Hi, Steve. And now it's all fixed. So, we got a scrap beacon at this place, which is good. And I brought these over. Haven't seen anyone arrive yet, so I'm going to head back and see what else I need to grab to bring over here that'll be useful. Do a few shuttle runs to begin with. And when I see someone turn up, then can start thinking about how to do the next bits and pieces. I should also make sure I bring over the stuff to build an LCD so that we can have a job tracker. Ooh, that might be a good idea. I bring over Frosty's repair wagon. That'd be another thing to have over there. So Frosty's repair wagon, what else should I bring? Probably the large grid hydrogen tank. I might pull that out first. Looks like I've got a bit of a barnacle on my base over here. I think one of the first things I'm going to need to set out is a spot for people to leave stuff that they're donating to the cause that doesn't have a specific home yet. So things like where they can put all the tanks, where they can put all little bits of scrap that they find, that sort of thing. Because I think that'll help a lot of people be able to offload more quickly and make it all, keep it all a little bit more contained. Because I think this might be the sort of thing that can get a little bit hectic. Is that a hangar? Really close to the place I've chosen? It is! Awesome. We'll be collecting that in a minute. That's going to help lay things out a bit. What about this over here? And a warehouse. That kind of works out pretty well perfectly. Grab the hangar, grab the warehouse, and have two large buildings to begin with to help give people a bit of some orientation to where things can go. Excellent. Hopefully that warehouse it's one of the ones that has a cargo container in it, because that would be even more perfect. And I mean, you need hangars because this is a launch facility, so we need to have hangars. I'm hoping to connect up a whole line of them in a row and then have a big long runway for the launch. And I have something sneaky in mind for what I want to do with the runway, but I need a bit of... I want to get further through the base before we start doing that. Because I kind of want to hide the plan from everyone until I get ready to really do it. Because it is gonna be nuts. Actually, I probably won't be able to hide the plan, which is sad, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll try. Let's check out that warehouse first. Need to go back to base and recharge this in a minute, but I should be good for the moment. Got an hour of power, but a little bit less when I boost upwards. Oh, it's the one with the shelving. In that case, I'm not too fussed about taking it. I'll get the hangar instead. That's the better bit. Alright, what do we got here? Solar panel in the roof. Couple of nothing too exciting down here. Okay. This will be a pretty good one to just rip up. Let's see what's inside here. Oh yeah. Now this should be much easier to detach because it's only attached on the sides.
Full.
There we go. And away I take this hangar. Oh, okay, someone's here. I think that's the fool. Wasn't expecting someone to beat me back. I got this thing pretty quickly. Ahoy there, fool. Hello?
Hello. Not every day you see a building fly past.
Yeah, I got really lucky. I was just flying back and forth to my base, picking up some stuff, and I flew over a Quonset hut and a Quonset hangar, and I'm like, yes, please. That's perfect. So you got a tank for us, do you?
Yep, I actually have a second one and an oxygen tank still on the trailer, so.
Cool. I am still very much in the setup phase of things. I don't really have a place for things, so you can probably just dump it with the rest of the things for the moment, but one of my goals, one of my initial goals is try and lay out a bit of guidance for people for where they should put things when they deliver them if they don't have a clear home. But also try and lay this out in such a way that there's room for expansion, particularly with the hangars.
I also have another big wind turbine on the trailer and a whole building that I'm towing if you want the building.
What's the building? Oh, that building. Not sure it's... I honestly don't know what to do with that building. But, you know, worst case scenario, everyone can just grind it down unless you wanted it for some particular purpose. Yeah, I can't get my head around a way to turn it into like a cafeteria or anything, although I suppose we could. Could be an unexpected cafeteria. Especially as if we deck it out like the one at my base where it's got like the solar awnings. That could be over like a dining area, I guess. What I'm thinking is I probably should have aligned the original base north, south, east, west so that I could have had a north, south or an east, west runway, but we're gonna have kind of a west, southwest and east, northeast runway instead with the hangars alongside it. So I'm thinking if I can bring this out a little bit further, I should be able to try and merge block down this first hangar, and that's going to help give people a bit of a starting point to work from. Let's see if I can get this thing to connect without exploding. Oh, this is awkward at night and no lights around here. Hey, it's locked. Hey, one hangar down and functional. Wow. One hangar down. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large grid small hydrogen tanks. Excellent. It's a great start. Haven't decided where to put them yet, but I'll get to it. I should probably unmute myself. It'd help if I was unmuted, wouldn't it?
Say that again.
You easier to hear, yes.
I muted myself. I turned off my mic so that I could sneeze, and then I forgot to unmute myself. That's awesome. We got 5 hydrogen tanks already.
Well, I'm a little late to the party, but I brought my flyer with me to help build with if we need to.
Cool. At the moment, I'm just trying to figure out what the heck I want to do, and it's so dark I can't see, which has been annoying. But I've started at least trying to lay out a bit of where any future hangars will run, and I want them to run kind of in a line with the existing one. Maybe we can have 2 rows of them, but at least this one's... So this hangar that I just put in, it's actually already connected up to that wind turbine. So it's already properly locked down.
I think one thing we could probably use right away is probably some more wind turbines, maybe some solar cells, and basically places for us to plug in and charge up, because if we're working on things, we're going to be running batteries down a lot.
Yeah.
How many windmills do you need?
Yes.
I think I have four at my base.
Yeah, bringing more windmills would probably be good.
How far is your base from here, Sucking?
40 km.
Sorry, terrible name. So should I just call you Chest Wound?
No, just call me SCW. That's fine. Or.
Well, I mean, we've got Sucking and the Fool, so we're not winning on that front, are we?
I'm a terrible flyer, and I usually die. So.
I have the GPS of another Quonset hut that is up for available.
Okay. Zephyr, does your flyer... It doesn't have the lift capability for a Quonset hangar, does it?
Not sure. It depends how big that is. I know it'll lift one of the train cars just fine.
Yeah, it probably won't be able to lift the hangar. Oh, that's right. Go shed that one. That's right. How far away is that? 7Ks. Alright, I might go grab that hangar. In the meantime, I think what we need to decide is how to lay out the wind turbines in an interesting way. Because we've got the 2 different types. And the chunky ones will look a bit funny if we just kind of place it all down haphazardly, I think. One of the ideas I had was sort of do rows of each. But I might go grab that other hangar. If anyone's daring enough, they can join me, but I don't have an extra seat on the nugget.
I'm going to go get some windmills.
I'll join you with the windmills.
Well, this is an interesting color. Wasn't anticipating finding this painted bright orange. Oh, this is a bit annoying. It's in the ground. I might just cut off that bit of the wall. What I want to do, though, is connect up this battery. Try and join it up to the roof somehow. So when I grind everything else out and disconnect it, the battery comes with us. That will hopefully work. Okay, got this thing free. Let's take it to the launch facility. The server is, let's say, not super happy with the number of people that are moving around large things at the moment. Hopefully it'll settle down once people are either at the launch facility and doing stuff there, or at least not moving great distances in all at the same time. Okay, whose rover's there? Because they're going to need to move that. That's where I want to put this hangar. Or is that the building? Oh, that's the building the fool dropped off. Just realised I was probably close enough someone could hear that sneeze.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that. I had to take a little bit off this hangar because it was partially embedded in the ground and I couldn't be bothered doing any drilling. Also, I very much want to repaint it because the orange is awful. That's better. You can definitely have too much orange in one spot.
Right now, I'm just providing lighting service.
Hey, that's an important task. I'm just hoping I've got enough stuff for the rest of that merge block in the back of this. Oh, the soup. The soup is so
very
thick.
soupy.
It's so thick. At least it's going to be daytime soon. And then we can all have a bit of a proper look at everything. Hey.
Ah,
There we go, 2 down. That should give people a bit of an idea of where they're going to go.
Got a spot for me to park that building?
I reckon we might put it up near, like, in between this hangar and the survival kit. I guess we could, if we lock it down directly to the existing structures, then at least we can have it powered off the wind turbines that are there.
Well, it's got its own wind turbine on top of it, so as soon as it's static, it'll start being powered.
Okay. Has it got landing gear on the underside of it?
I do not, but we can add that.
Because if we just put a mag plate on the bottom, we can just drive it into position, cut off the wheels, drop it, block it. Wind turbine turns on.
Yeah?
I feel like I might just not set too many rules for what people are going to do here and just see what happens. Which might be a terrible idea.
Oh, hello there. I have finally arrived.
Here are you, Fol.
Yeah.
Hello.
I brought you Chunky's friends. Present you the cat and dog.
The not dog.
Yeah, I didn't have enough pork for an entire pig, so there's that.
Oh, and pack the cat, right.
That's Ada's handiwork.
So we got a dog,
Love
a pig,
it.
and a
That's
cat.
awesome.
I was half expecting you to bring a wolf and 2 more pigs.
Yeah. We started design before we read the comments. So there's that.
So we're becoming Old McDonald's farm. Perfect.
Do they detach it here, or do you have some spot where you want to give them?
Ooh,
I
this dog looks a little.
I don't have a plan yet, but if you want to put the animals over near the survival kit, that's probably a decent place to leave them for the moment.
All right then.
I actually don't have a solid plan for any of this yet, because it's reading everybody talk about it. I don't know how far these things are going to go. There's a part of me that wants to just leave it to you guys to figure out what you want to do and see what ends up being here when I next come back.
Who currently has the museum? Because I kind of think if this is going to be the last stand, the museum needs to be here.
Well, that's over at Frosty and Remaarn's base, which is on the other side of the planet.
Oh, that's a bit of a trip.
Just a touch.
Okay, so how high do we want to go with the turbines? I got those pillars up to 7 right now. I noticed the one over there is at 8.
Well, I was actually thinking that the pillars might be easier built if we don't build them that way, but instead build them starting from the turbine and building downward, and then merge block the bottom, because then you can merge block the bottom rather than top.
Gotcha.
So let me get back to the wind turbine and see if I can use the hangar to make it rest upright.
You want me to just bring my crane over and move it?
Yeah, maybe I'll let you do that, Full, because I don't have many minutes left of power on this thing, so I gotta go charge it. I might come back with my crane, actually, as well, so I can use it. I'll be back soon. Nugget's back on charge. Let's get the crane over to the launch facility, and then I can help them set up some of these wind turbines, because actually the crane is more useful for that stuff. Because I can't alter orientations with the flyers, they have only limited usefulness. Oh, nice work. They got one of the turbines up. Ah! Sorry, be your fault. I couldn't stop.
Don't worry, I have a hard head.
Nice, you guys got one of the wind turbines up. You got the other one upright, ready to go, it looks like. Cool.
By the way, I've put some paint guns in that green barrel next to the survival kit.
Ah, nice. Cool. But yeah, I don't have any strong plans about how this should be laid out, except for wanting the line that I'm standing looking along to remain clear as a runway, because I have a plan. I am keeping that plan close to my chest for the moment, but I have a plan and it needs a runway.
Any place where you would like a flyer charging pod or something like this?
Probably in
Like
the
a little
hangars, I
platform.
guess.
It's gonna be hard to go into the hangar with some of the flyers.
Okay, maybe
Or risky at least.
Maybe if you measure, like if you use this as the center line of the runway, measure that far off to the northwest and put charging ports that far away that side.
Okay, I'll try to.
Something like that. Like so,
yeah.
make something a bit elevated, maybe, so that it's not just at ground level. I can start laying out a bit of stuff on the ground as well, just to help get it going.
All right, so that will be the center of a platform, I guess. Oh, all
So
right.
you could build like
This
a platform up this way or over this way,
Yeah.
and have it.
All right.
Just because it'll be lots easier to work, not almost fully embedded in the voxel.
Yeah, it will be also hard to see it after.
So yeah, that's kind of. I think that's a bit of a plan. Oh, what I could do. What I might do is, if I send you a bit of a. Actually, no, I'll do it myself. It's okay. I'm gonna take a screenshot from above, and draw some really bad paint style text labeling what's what.
So are we thinking of lining up more hangars side by side like this in a row?
I was
wanna
thinking that,
duplicate-
yeah.
Okay, so we probably want to duplicate the same setup of turbines, or set of turbines.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good call. And towards the west-southwest end, could possibly just make that the wind farm, that end. Or even push them going further out south-southeast in a row, going behind the hangars. But I don't even know if we'll need that many once we got the batteries hooked up, because there are a few batteries over here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to leave you guys to it, because it's that time of day for me. But I'll be interested to see what you guys come up with. Okay, it's been more than a couple of days since I was here, and holy cow, have people done a lot around this place. I'm gonna try and see what I can do to contribute here, but I think it's gonna take a bit of orienting myself to what the heck has happened here since I was gone. There's so much stuff. So to begin with, nice to see the whole farm is here. And then we have a rather shiny little bar in this place with some various bits of storage, I suppose. What goes through here? Meeting room. Right. Okay. Then got a whole bunch of scrap over here, including a bar. There are so many bits and pieces here. Oh, it's going to be perfect. There should be enough stuff here for us to build the escape vehicle together pretty quickly, I think. This is UFOL's landing pad that got started building during that time lapse. Now, I would have loved to do that time lapse for more than just that little bit, but because the server restarts, I couldn't have something permanently here doing a proper time lapse of everything, which is a bit of a pity, but it is what it is. Let's go check in the hangars first. This looks like someone's magical school bus escape vehicle, which looks quite well equipped with a... That is not the style of cockpit I was expecting. Perfect. Yep. Then we have a warehouse which has been redecorated as fuel storage. Nice. And a fuel control valve. Hang on, are there buttons for that? No, I don't think there are. Oh my gosh, but it actually does work. Oh, hang on. Oh. I was hoping this would be set on low friction so I'd be able to move it. It is off. Braking torque 50 kilonewton meters. That's probably too... I wonder how much you need. Let's try 5,000. See if 5,000 allows me to still move it. We need multiple people. Oh wait, am I moving it the wrong way? Is it meant to move the other way? Oh, maybe it is. Slowly moving. Okay, so the fuel control valve requires multiple people to operate. I love that idea. I actually love that idea for... Oh, you could totally do... Okay, there are some cool things you could do with this combo of things. That is... I love this. Who did this? I'm pretty sure, yep. Built by Frosty. Very nicely done, mate. Very nicely done. And this fuel line goes out to where? Notice 2 construction workers. Only center pipe is connected. No need to weld motors into them. Ah. So this is going out to... We got a bridge to go over the fuel line. Oh, I wonder if this is where Frosty's planning on hooking up their stuff. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, what else we got next to this? So we've got a whole lot of hydrogen tanks. Like, there are a lot here. That is nuts. That is so many. Got a hangar over here with... I think this is a repair bay thing that's in it. I do like the signage everywhere. Very nicely done. I'm pleased the planned runway has remained vacant. Right, and the large cargo here. Yes. All of the various bits that people have been dropping off. This is awesome. This is really cool. Well, that's a Frosty vehicle if I've ever seen one. That's one way to get a large turret on a small vehicle. I think this is meant to be like accommodation that people have set up. Yeah, it is. Little crate things hooked up to the bar. I think this is the back of the bar. Yeah, it's the back of the bar. This is nicely done. All right. What can I do to contribute around here? That's the next thing. Because we've got the various bits of storage. I need to start bringing over fuel. So I probably want to head back to my base, grab the fuel truck, and bring it over and start and build myself an offloading spot so that I've got somewhere to put it. No one's on the server at the moment, so I'm here all on my own, but I imagine I can probably reverse up in here and make a connection to offload via one of these doorways. Now, I wonder what way... I think I might have to use my crane to get home. Thankfully, it ran out of power, but Frosty used his Ovlov, the forklift, to hook this up to the base. And yeah, sorry I had to take the connector to get it on charge. Much appreciated that this thing is actually charged as I go to use it now. Now, can I get past all of this scrap? That's the other thing. These bits here. I'm going to have to come back in the crane, but I'll go back home, grab the fuel, come back over here and start setting up a fuel connection. Because I think I need the truck to be able to safely figure out what the fuel connection is going to look like. I forgot how much fun it was to drive this thing with its tail whipping around behind it. Jumping over everything. Good fun. I looked over here, was looking for the fuel truck and had a moment of panic before I remembered I parked it over here to get the tank full. Oops. Oh, tank is full. Let's disconnect. Now, have I used up all the ice? Or how much ice have I used up? Or nope, still heaps. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna have to make this journey quite a few times. I reckon. Oh man, the handbrake turned on the back again. Interesting. Just seems to want to constantly do that. I reckon I might end up needing a bigger fuel tanker than this, but it's just kind of fun driving something smaller. Maybe, oh, that's what I should do. Maybe I can encourage some people to make their own semi-trailer versions and we can do a little fuel convoy. So that'd be pretty cool seeing a whole bunch of them moving together. Oh, I think my rotor might be set too far back. I keep kicking up the front of the truck whenever I take off. So I don't think the mass, I don't think the weight that's coming down from the trailer is actually in the right spot for this truck, which is a little unfortunate. I'm going the wrong way. Why am I driving this way? Whoops. You didn't see that? Didn't happen? Nope, never happened. Eep. Oops. I'm glad I wasn't zoomed out far enough to see how bad that was. What's in this little scrap spot that I saw along the way? Danger fences, that's what I see. Obviously, I can pretty much only grab components because I don't have anything to grab anything more complicated, but if there is something better here, I can probably just make a mark for it. May as well check these things and see if there is something quite valuable. It's unlikely. Main thing I'd be thinking of is if I came across anything with more small grid hydrogen tanks, the big ones. Yeah, nothing here. Cool. On we go. This thing is remarkably stable. I have not been taking it easy. Like, we're going at 40 to 45 meters a second the whole time, going over jumps, everything. And it has held together really well. And I'm, like, even on that jump then, I did not use gyroscope to fix the position of my truck. It still landed okay. It's going great. I think it's really helpful that there's quite a fair amount of clearance to that front bumper on this truck. Makes me much less likely to nose into the ground and get everything caught and end up with horrible stuff as a result. But yeah, this has been amazing. Oh, that's not a good time for server nonsense. Actually, do I even have gyroscopes on this? I don't. I've been driving this way too quick for a vehicle without gyros. Oh man, I am so lucky that this didn't end up really, really badly. Because I am driving with a giant explosive on the back. Oh, wow. So I didn't notice that the lighthouse was flashing before. Alrighty, let's see if I can get this into a parking spot. Oh, I think I've gone in too hard. Yep, gone in way too hard. Oh yeah, does this quite easily. Okay, cool. So I'll line this up a bit better, and then I can start building the connection for it. And build an identical one to both doorways. Okay, so we've got piping running to there, which is dead-ended. Got constructed piping all the way over to here, and then to this cargo container. I could try and run pipe over the ceiling, and then have a drop-down sort of connect, like drop-down system that comes down from the ceiling, but I don't think we've got the block space for that, because the lighting in here has been done in, well, the style that I did for my one, because that's gonna... Oh no, wait! As long as I don't go where the light is, I should be able to actually go across. Yeah, let's see if I can make this work. It's unnecessarily on the other side of the fuel pump thing, but I kind of like that. Now I wonder if the T piece will look okay hanging from that, giving it some odd support, but support nonetheless. It's not ideal, but kind of maybe works. I can do this. Pop a conveyor there, and then we go over to my curvy tube things. Oh! Oh, that's annoying. I'm just going to pretend like this didn't happen, but I have to get rid of that bit too. I was hoping this would be a nice solution where I can just go, yeah, here we go. We put a curve in there, we put a straight bit in here, and it's all just nice. We got this extra little bit of detail on the roof, which is great, because it's nice having extra details on the roof. But I have now made a hole in the roof that wasn't there before. That makes me a little bit sad. Though that hole is pretty subtle. Annoyingly as well, can't fix that hole by putting in the slope tips, because the slope tips put the corrugations in the opposite direction. Why do I get the feeling that someone's going to be able to tell me exactly what I should have done here that would have worked more nicely and would have fitted this? But it's very awkward because there really isn't much in the way of cube spaces around here to do things with. Yeah, this works. It's a bit snaky, which I kind of like for a fuel processing facility, or fuel handling facility. It's not really processing here. This is just fuel handling. Oh, I just realized. This cargo container is here for a very particular reason. It's actually got stuff in it. I can use it for building. That's great. Oh, I'm so glad people put the time in to do that. That's incredible. So I remember how long that took me at my base. So that now comes through to here. So I'm also going to need to cut a bit of door off. Fake door. This bit. Oh, nope. That's going to hang too low. Then is the tricky part. Because what this really needs to be is converting to small grid. Because what I'd like to have set up here is a double connector. So a connector for the tank, but also a connector for the small connector so that it can charge the truck on the same connection point, which I should set up back at my own base so I can double connect up. The other thing is, as I've been trying to do throughout the time on the server, is the connectors that we use, we try and do connections to small grids without using hinges or rotors, because parking connected to those things has caused some unusual behavior. So it's always been safer to have things locked down with connector to connector hookups. So that's what I'm going to try and do here. The tricky part is, it needs to be up there. But I guess if I build myself some scaffolding to get up there in the first place, I can build the connector that I need to put to hook up to that on the scaffolding as well. I think if I place that down, and then once I remove some of the supports, increase the magnetic strength, it should put it back into a position that I like. But if I increase it too soon, I wonder if it'll explode it. I haven't managed to do that yet because I haven't been doing this for very long. This style of hooking up connectors. Okay. So I want to increase the magnetic strength. Oh wait, switch lock. Increase the strength. Oh no, that's not going to work. It'll lose the magnet as soon as I detach. What I was thinking of doing was increasing the magnetic strength, grinding off all this stuff, then unlocking it, but then it would have dropped off. It would have fallen off because the magnet turns off as soon as you unlock. Now at least I can rotate this nicely to get it. Wait till it's square. I want to get this pretty perfectly square on. No! No! Oh, why? Oh, I can't... It's literally just saying this. Once it's locked, I can't unlock it. And I unlock it as soon as I lock it. Ah! My gosh. Why am I like this? Oh, this is going to be tricky. Don't know if anyone's tried having their connectors locked to the ground. As in, the subgrid that the connector's on, having it locked to the ground so that the small grid connector that's mounted via a hinge is locked down itself. Wonder whether that'd... because that'd make it a static grid, because it seems to be that the issue we have is when you have a mobile subgrid attached to a static grid, attached to a vehicle, clang happens when you're not online. If I were to build a hinge up there so the thing can hinge down, but then have, as part of that contraption, a couple of legs that go down to the ground and lock it in place, that might work. Oh, I think I just saw someone moving. Hey, fool. How's it going?
Hey.
Just trying to work out what I want to do with the fuel hookups, because I bought the fuel truck here. I was going to make a hookup in each of these doorways. And I'm just currently mulling over some of the problems that we had on the server with connectors being mounted on hinges and rotors and things. I'm not sure if you experienced it yourself, but there have been quite a few problems with grids clanging out when a connector was mounted on a hinge and then that connector was hooked up to a vehicle.
I kept all my vehicles away from the voxels, so I never had any issues with that. But yeah, I saw the people having problems.
So what have you been up to over here? I presume you built a fair bit of that, the bar space?
Yep, I've been working on the grill over here. If you want a tour, I'll give you one.
I had a bit of a run through before, but sure.
Yeah, the far grill has seating for 16 up here. A meeting room.
Knock out some more of that wall. Make it a bit more open to come through here.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. So, like, the meeting room is very cramped right now.
Yeah. Let's just pop that out. Yeah, there we go. That's nicer.
Yeah, I hadn't knocked out the cargo container because...
Oh yeah, we don't need this though, do we?
Got more than enough, so...
Yeah. Oh, it had stuff in it.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. Had a large steel tube, some large steel tubes in it.
Ooh, free tubes.
Hey, that feels better walking in there already.
I have some housing for... I see there's still one unclaimed.
Cool.
I'll get out.
Do you know who did this? This area out here?
I did.
Oh, cool. With the roof over the top as well?
Someone was bringing one of these over and broke it, and I said we could use it as an awning for the space, so they kind of dropped it here, and I built the space around it.
Ah. And the survival rover here is just because it was there as well, or?
That was originally in that grill building. That was the little
rover
that spawns in there.
Yep, I remember. Oh, I liked the askew nature of this and the whole fire pit thing. It's a cool idea, especially looking out at the night sky.
Yeah, it's great just sitting out here. All right, well, I mostly got on to drive my rover home, so...
Okay.
I will leave you to your ponderings of how to hook that up.
Yeah. Well, have a safe drive. I feel like with the amount of effort everyone else has gone to around here with a manually turning fuel valve, all this sort of stuff, I need to put some equivalent overly complicated effort in too. So what I'm thinking is this will be set on hinges that basically concertina down and lock to the ground, with the bottom section being the one that actually hooks up to, that's a static bit. And hopefully that'll make it safe. I wonder if this is going to be enough to get a mag plate to lock. Turn off auto lock, and we'll drop this down and see if it works. Figured I had to put a button in. Ah, nuts. It's not. That's annoying. There's someone else arriving shortly. Well, let's see if it can actually deploy with the other bit. I'm wondering if I've gone with the wrong approach here and building a hinge up here. Maybe I should have built a rotor so I had a height adjustment to work with. That might have been smart. I just usually think that the hinges look neater, so I just kind of go for them without even thinking about it at all. And therein lies the mistake. Not thinking. Alright, is this gonna play nice? Nope. It is not gonna play nice because it's gonna get caught. Try that again. That's not good. I've got to replace the whole thing and do it with a rotor. Alright. Grind it down, start again. Hey!
Doing it wrong. You're doing it all wrong.
Oh. You're not broadcasting, Isaac. I didn't recognize you immediately. How's it going?
Laggy.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Oh,
Hello.
Frosty.
Hey, Frosty. How's it going?
Yourself, this is not where I expected or intended for the fuel to be unloaded, but I guess that works.
Well, yeah, that's the joys of team building, hey?
Yeah. Out the back past the bridge, there was a place that I sort of started building up.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what all that was for.
More storage and a safe place to unload and stuff without the risk of crashing into a spaceship or something.
See, that would have made a lot of sense. But on the other hand, I did manage to pipe this up via your fuel control valve. I also slightly messed with the strength on it, so one person can kind of move this, but with two people I reckon we can move it quite well.
I had set it up so it would take 5 people to move it, was the intention, so it would be a group effort.
I think it might be, I think you might have had it at 10 people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really love this concept.
You've also hooked up to the wrong side of it. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, I intended to hook up in a position that needed someone to move the fuel control valve when we offload fuel from the trucks.
Uh-huh.
That was why I did it the way I did it.
Yeah, okay. Because the way this is set up at the moment was to separate the hydrogen part of the grid from the general conveyor network, so anybody hooked up wouldn't inadvertently refuel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And hence the giant valve and all the pipe work outside.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot more sense than what I'm doing.
I intended this to stay closed until we're like, yeah, we're ready to go. We're going to open the valve, fill the ship, and launch, basically.
Ah, okay. Yeah. All right. So we can still have the connection that I've got here because then it'll be more for the truck than for the offloading the fuel. But we can probably get rid of the conveyor network that I built.
Yeah, or move it over to the other side of the valve somehow.
Oh yeah, we could pop through the roof above this bit.
Yep.
I did like that having the pipes on the roof gives the roof it breaks up the roof a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that makes sense for this. But yeah, if we do that, then we can get rid of this pipe segment here, which does look a bit jank. And we can probably move the conveyor junction that I've got there, which unfortunately did force me to leave a small hole in the roof. And you two are more than welcome to do as much of that or as little of that as you like while I keep derping around with this connection.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if this hooks up.
Nope.
Feels like it's going to be too low this time. Are my connectors lined up?
Yep. Looks like
The big one's yellow?
yellow.
Yep.
Oh, and the little one's yellow too. Nice. Cool. All right. I'll redo that.
Just watching from a hole in the ceiling. Weird.
It is really fun doing these group builds. Looks very breakable, did you say?
Yes.
It is a little flimsy looking.
She'll be right, mate.
Oh, it folds up out of the way. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. I didn't want to ruin the aesthetics of the tanks as you walked in. I wanted it to be clear, and then it folds down and can charge the truck and reload the truck. But because of the whole things on subgrids blowing up when parked on them, I'm also going to put a little mag plate at the bottom of it so it can lock to the ground. So the actual grid that the vehicle is attached to is static. Just not sure how many.
Not a bad idea.
Not sure how many blocks I need for that. Oh, it's so close.
I don't know what you guys are seeing, but that is spazzing out every time you flip it on my end.
And good.
Okay, so if we now lock this in place, does the truck hook up? That is the question. Beware, splitsy driving, truck reversing.
Put a camera
And
on
I
it,
actually
you know.
can't see.
Camera.
No backup camera?
You're
Whoa,
aligned.
Whoa, whoa.
Yep.
Maligned?
Bumped. You got it.
Yes! Both of them! Haha! Switch lock. Switch lock. Yes! Power and fuel transfer. Perfect.
Put your little button there on the side of your arm.
Well, the button's over here. Just got to get the landing gear to have its own button. I was going to possibly do it all on a timer and just have the red button do the lot, but that requires more effort.
Timer and event controller?
I don't want to use an event controller because it needs to have a specific delay so that it can fully get into vertical position before it locks itself to the ground. But
Or
maybe I
could you
could
just
do
have
with
it where
timers.
well, no, you don't want auto lock because then that'll be all kinds of horrible. Never
Yeah,
mind.
auto lock would be weird. Very, very weird. Now, the only other thing I was thinking of doing was making this look a bit more stable when it was on the ground. Anyone got any ideas for what I could do at the back side of this to make it look prettier?
Hatch?
Oh yeah, I can
Or
definitely put a
access
hatch on there,
cover?
but I'm just thinking, should I put another leg on it? Don't know.
I feel like an extra leg would probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
Give it some balance.
Dragnon, that's not a good place to stand.
Well, it's not instant death. I had to Capac test it since he's not here.
I was half expecting you to suddenly, like, your body to go all ragdoll weirdness and when you died, getting crushed by it.
Flame into the back of the truck.
I think I've got this working, so it should just be a single button push. So, we hit the red. Wait, no. Reverse them up. So we hit the red button. It deploys. And should lock. There we go, locked. Then we hit the red button. Unlocks, and it stows.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I did was
No.
with the first timer block, it unlocks the landing gear and reverses the hinges and starts the second timer block. The second timer block after 5 seconds tries to lock the landing gear, which means when it's up in the air, the unlock does nothing. When it's down on the ground, the unlock does something. And it means I can just use timer blocks without getting clever beyond that. Yeah, I'm really satisfied with that. feel like this this now meets the level of build quality around this place. Because then I came along here and was like, all the stuff that people have built and all the things they've done, it felt like I needed to put a decent amount of effort into my end as well. I presume the tanks are already on stockpile. Yes, they are. Wait. Oh dear. You know how you said you didn't want people stealing the fuel? Yeah, that's already happened.
How?
Because these tanks... Oh no, this one's saying it's full. Never mind. Unless these were already full?
One of them had well, before today, these 3 were all pretty much empty, except there was like 2% in this one over here.
Okay. Are there any other tanks? Because I had a full tank, and those are only at 20%.
There are more tanks out at the end of the pipeline.
Okay. So they are on stockpile as well, and they'll be pulling some of the fuel. Okay, good. Yep. No, because I was thinking I must have had the fuel taken off when I was connected on this side.
Uh-huh. No, I don't think there was anybody who's actually connected into that network yet, but just wanted to make sure.
Oh. 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 Nice.
More flames, I assume.
Yeah, anything else would be heresy.
Let me have a look what you did, see if I can understand what you did. So the first one toggles on the exhaust block. Starts 1 and 4. Time block 1, stop. Starts 2 and 3. So what does 3 do? 3 then has a delay and turns it off. Oh. So when time block 1 goes, it's set to 2 seconds, and then the other ones are set to 3. So yep, that makes sense. So you've used the fact that the full cycle from the lower 2 timer blocks is 4 seconds.
Yep.
And then the off turns it off for 1 second in between. Nice. But yeah, what were you planning on doing out the back?
At the back, there's just more storage.
Okay.
And sort of a thematic looking way.
I figured this was going to be like the launch platform.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that.
Only. So is it underground?
What, the conveyor connection or the
tanks?
No, the tanks are over this other side. There's only 2 out here so far. But that's
You're putting tanks inside. Yes, nice. I was hoping you'd do this. Yes. And do you know what I was thinking we could do with this sort of shape? If you're planning on making it double heighted, you could put tanks on the outside as well. So we can actually see the hydrogen down the side, because then you can put the junctions in the middle to connect them up. And they don't mess up the curved shape at each end. Yes.
I got to this point here and realized my Ovlov can't lift any higher, so I can't put anything on top.
Ah. But I guess combining yours with a flyer could probably fix that problem, couldn't it?
Yes. Or flyer, if I was thinking at some point, I haven't done it yet because I need to rig up some extra batteries to make it here, is bringing the Federal heavy lift craft over here.
Ah.
But it's not a small thing, so I didn't know how performance would be and that sort of stuff with it.
Yeah, it's been a bit funny today. It's not been as bad as I feared, but it's not been as good as I hoped.
That lighthouse always spooks me because it gives the same sort of effect as like a warhead or something exploding, like that flash that you get with the orange flash.
Yep. There is a side that says hydrogen, isn't there? No. Yes. The oxygen one does, but the hydrogen one doesn't. Just very faint text.
I think it shows up better if it's painted anything other than very rusty.
True. Still not a lot though.
No.
Actually, maybe we don't do this then. Maybe we do exactly what you've done. As it is. And then we can put... I guess we could put the warning signs up instead. Explosive thing. Explosive danger. Because it was like the oxygen ones and it had the text written down the sides. I think it would work a lot nicer, but...
Yeah.
Without that, it doesn't really add much, does it?
No.
Okay, the only other thing I was planning on doing today was possibly doing some tidying up. I do like what Russia's been doing over there, making it look like a crashed ship, turning the wreck that's turning into a... I'm not sure, I think they said dive bar?
Yeah, I think we've got like 4 or 5 bars now, because that's another one up on the hill.
Yeah, there's the diner up on the hill. I haven't visited it yet, but I think we've got a few too many diners. Possibly, but it's hard to think up what else to do.
Yeah.
Fuel facilities, places for people to chill, but I think it would be nice if like someone went and built I guess like the accommodation blocks are kind of cool. They're nice, but building more housing around here.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not occupied, just building housing to look like housing.
Yeah.
Because a facility this large, it feels like there should be housing for, 50 odd people or something would fit it. And plus then the bar would have housing around it, which I think would work nicely.
Mm-hmm. Something I quite haven't worked out yet is how launching's going to work. With because I know there's quite a few people now with various launch craft.
Yep.
Besides what
My
you're
plan.
planning on doing. Yep. So I don't know how many of those are gonna launch like a rocket ship, like the space shuttle, or are gonna take off like a plane. So I don't know if we need an actual how many launch towers we're gonna need and that sort of thing, and where to put those.
I imagine most people will be launching straight up because it's pretty hard to make something that needs a run-up in Space Engineers.
Yeah.
My launch approach is going to need a launch contraption.
Contraption. All right.
Because it's not going to be able to... I wanted this runway clear because the runway is going to turn into the launch contraption once we're doing that particular bit of the build.
Mm-hmm.
And it will make the whole thing ever more stupid and epic.
Yep.
As I've got a really dumb plan for it. But yeah, we got to do a few ice runs before then.
Mm-hmm.
So as I've been not so subtly hinting at, there is a ridiculous plan I have in mind for what we're going to do for the launch vehicle and for trying to leave this place, which is probably going to be the very next episode, which will be the finale for this Scrapyard server. But I do have Scrapyard plans beyond that I'll be sharing with you in the not too distant future. So there's all that and plenty more to come, and I will see you then.